Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do some plant chores. As you can see, I've got a lot of cuttings that need to be potted up. We shall start with this and we'll see what else needs to be done. Well, it seems that there are more cuttings than I expected. So I may report all this within one video, but I'm more well prepared today. I have all my planting stuff, pots, as well as the potting medium. So hopefully I can get this done in the shortest time possible. So like I mentioned, this plant chore session is long overdue because a lot of these cuttings are in water propagation mainly for many months. You may even have seen some of the previous videos when I propagated them. Alright, let's start with the easiest one, probably the smaller ones. Why don't we start off with this? These are cuttings of the Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. I have many cuttings here. You can take a look at how vigorous the roots are. I can't remember if I've done an update on this. I think there was a video when I propagated this, but I'm not sure why I didn't pot them up then. Maybe the roots weren't that vigorous yet. But look at this, the roots are going crazy. So yeah, they definitely need to be potted up. Let's check out the pots. So these are still very juvenile. When they mature, they can actually get very big and fenestrated leaves. They do need something to climb up to in order for them to achieve that kind of fenestrations. But for this, I just want to pot them up together, and I want it to be a really large pot of plant. I think it'll look quite nice, and also maybe as a trailing plant. So let's pot them up. So I'm going to use this pot. I think this is about 6 inches. Oh wait, I'm going to show you the potting medium that I'm using, because most of the cuttings are mini aeroids. In fact, I think all of them are aeroids from the Araceae family. So I'm going to use an aeroid mix that is very well draining and loose. That's mainly made of perlite palmers, bark, and also cocoa chips. Okay, let's get them out of the container. Whoa, look at the roots. Right, there's a wax stick here with a root, but there are no leaves. But I'm just going to pot it up together with the other cuttings. You know, these cuttings are in water propagation for a long time. When you see new leaves coming out, they are really small inside the container. As you can see, some of the leaves are starting to turn yellow. So this may be an indication that it's been in water for too long without any nutrients. So yeah, it's really time. So I'm going to be really careful when removing this batch, because there are a lot of baby leaves here, new growth. Whoa. Wow, look at all this new growth. I think they are really stunted. I've got some potting medium about a quarter way into the pot. Okay, this is already looking really good. Alright, so when you are done and all the potting media is in, just give it a gentle shake. Make sure there's no air pockets inside the pot. I'll give you a drink later together with the other cuttings. And look at this. So now I have a full plant of Cebu blue that is looking really fantastic. Yeah, they've been in water for so long, there's already a lot of new growth. And it's really bushy. Yeah, I really like the look of this. Alright, in the next pot I have two types of cutting. One is this Dieffenbachia Reflector. If you have watched my life of a plant of this Dieffenbachia Reflector, I've completed a whole year of updates, so you can check out those videos. But I still have this cutting that is still sitting in water. It was originally a 1-leafer, so I'm just going to remove this and yeah, to take a look at the roots. Finally, after so long, it's really entangled with the roots of this syngonium batik. So I'm just going to remove this really carefully. All right. This cutting has been sitting in water for a very long time. So it took about, I would say about 5 months at least, just to get this set of roots. So I wouldn't say this propagates really fast in water. And yeah, look, there is this new root coming out from here. That's really nice. But yeah, I'm sure it's ready to be potted up. And look, there is this new leaf coming out as well. This is the second leaf that, oh no, this is the third leaf. This was the second leaf. The original leaf has already dropped off. Nope, that's too small. Okay, I'm going to use this pot as well. This is also a 6-inch. I'm not sure whether do I have enough pots, to be honest. Well, but look at the way this cutting has grown. It's in a very curved manner. And look, there's another growth point that is here. Okay, if I put it straight up, the plant will actually be growing horizontally. So yeah, I should tilt it this way. At least the plant will be upright. All right, and this is done, but it's not really centralized because of the way it has grown. Yeah, so I hope this new leaf will unfurl soon. Dieffenbachia Reflector. From the same container are these cuttings of syngonium batik. This was an accidental propagation because I accidentally broke the branches of this plant. I think the original stump didn't make it. It was totally leafless, and yeah, it subsequently dried up. So these are the vines that I managed to save, and yeah, look at the roots, also ready to be potted up. Syngoniums are really easy, but I struggled with this originally. It was given to me as a single leaf cutting, which didn't grow for the longest time. I think because it was underwatered. So yeah, I need to keep them really moist, and now it's very happy. And look at the patterns on the leaves. This one is nice. Yeah, but some of the leaves, they don't have that kind of batik design. But look at this new leaf. Yeah, this is really nice. I think there are about 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings here. So I can actually make it to 4 pots of plants, but no, I really like it to be a really large pot of yeah, syngonium. The syngoniums, they really like it moist, so I may use this. Is actually some kind of self-watering pot, I think. The bottom part can be unscrewed, and this can actually retain some water. Look at this small leaf, so adorable. And this one, wow. There's a new leaf that is coming out as well, but this one is dead. So I'm just going to remove this. Look at the roots. Alright, and this pot of syngonium batik is done. Ouch. Looking like a nice full plant. Alright, the next batch of plants or cuttings are this Epiprinium pinnatum that's variegated. I had this cutting for like almost a year that's sitting in this water. So as you can see, the lack of nutrients is reflected in all these yellowing leaves here. That's what I suspect. Yeah, all these browning leaves, because they have been here for a really long time. If you refer to my video that I propagated this, I think it was almost a year ago, or maybe even more. And in this container as well is a small cutting of, let me see, this is the Philodendron Brazil, this one. That's looking really, really cute. Look at the leaf. Okay, but let me remove the cuttings of the Epiprinium pinnatum first. Whoa, look at this crazy root ball. And I can see there are a lot of roots which are rotten, so I need to remove those before I pot the cuttings up. Okay, let me try to untangle this. I'm just going to remove all those yellow leaves because they are dead, and some are even totally dried up. I think I got a few cuttings here. Not too many, maybe 2 or 3. Let me try to remove the Philodendron Brazil first. Oh, it's totally entangled. This may take some time. Okay, here's one long root of the Brazil. There's another one here. Alright, so this is the Brazil. Look, the leaves are so beautiful, really small. And you know what? I never had luck with this Brazil, even though it's supposedly to be really hardy. But I killed the main plant. It was a really large pot of a beautiful plant, but it didn't survive. And this is the only cutting that I have of the Brazil. But look at the roots. This has been in water for I think about 6 months, maybe. I hope this will survive. I think I tend to underwater my Philodendron Brazil previously. As this is a really small plant, I'm just going to give it a smaller pot here. I think this is about maybe 2.5 inch pot. Very quickly. Okay, I'm just going to twirl the long roots around. Okay, this is potted up. I'm just going to let it just lie and grow on the substrate. And yeah, hopefully this will sprout out more roots on the stem here. I may get a bobby pin to pin it down, but currently it's looking so cute like that. Okay, next I'll try to remove the rotten roots from these cuttings of Epiprinium pinnatum. Yeah, I think there are 4 cuttings here, and this one has already grown so long. It can actually be cut further to propagate, but I'm not going to do that again. Okay, I'm just going to loosen the roots. But don't you think it's amazing that all these roots can be grown in just regular water? This is a small cutting, just a 2-leafer, but the roots are so long. Okay, for this I'm going to use this terracotta pot, which is I think about 4 inches across. Okay, I want to position this in such a way that I can let this long vine to twirl around the pot. Right, so this is done. This is the variegated Epiprinium pinnatum. Give it a nice saucer. Okay, what's next? Oh, I missed out this little baby one. Wow, look at the variegation on this. Okay, let me put this in. Okay, next I want to do the small plants. I have here, if you have watched my previous video on propagating my ugly plants, this is an Epiprinium aplysimum silver. Currently, there are no silver streaks on the leaves because this started off as a 2-leafer cutting and definitely is ready to be potted up. And the other one is a Monstera siltipicana. The leaves are really small. I've lost both the original plants, so these are all I have. So yeah, I really hope that they will survive. Yeah, let's take out the aplysimum first. Alright, but as usual, there are some rotten parts here, staying in the water for too long. Okay, going to just pinch this off. Yuck, look at this. Yeah, this may be part of the aplysimum. So I'm just going to pot them together. Since this is a small cutting, I'm just going to use this really small pot. Just going to twirl the roots around inside the pot. The rooted stem cutting. Okay, so this is the Epiprinium aplysimum silver. And look, there's a new leaf that is coming out. Looking really nice. Okay, next would be the Monstera siltipicana. Well, actually, this is not a really ideal cutting because you can see roots coming out from different nodes along the stem. So actually, I could have cut it even further. Yeah, just going to remove this yucky stuff. Yeah, again, there is another stem cutting with a root, but no leaves. Going to pot it up together. Yeah, I'm not going to be bothered. I'm just going to stick the whole thing in a pot and we'll see what comes out of it. So again, I'm going to use this little pot. Yep, should be okay. Alright, this Monstera siltipicana. Wonder will it make it? Doesn't look really good. Yeah, I really like this Monstera, so hope this will survive. Alright, in this metal pot, I have one cutting of Philodendron Burley-Marx variegata. I gave away the huge and unruly mother plant, which had reverted to green, so I saved a cutting for myself. And also have a cutting of this Reflector tetrasperma that I accidentally cut off. Oh, this is a bit mushy and it has turned black. I'm just going to remove this. Alright, the roots are not crazy, so I'm just going to leave it in water for a little while more. So basically, I'm just going to do the Philodendron Burley-Marx. The internodes of this philodendron is really close, so sometimes I find it a little bit hard to propagate, but there are a lot of roots here already. These whiter ones are the water roots, and the darker ones are the original aerial roots. But you can see there's some water roots growing out from it as well. And you can see there are a lot of new growth that is coming out from this plant. This is how they grow. They are very hardy, very vigorous grower. Even though this was a single cutting, this has many leaves, and it's starting to look like almost a full plant now. I can just imagine, and it grows really fast, yeah, regardless of your conditions. Okay, I'm going to use a slightly bigger pot. So I think this is maybe an 8-inch pot. It's really quite big. Yeah, but I think it's just nice for this cutting. And you know what? I think I'm going to give it a moss pole, because I want a full plant with big, beautiful leaves. Yeah, I think it will appreciate something to climb onto. My original Burley-Marx was growing all over the place, and it threw out so many aerial roots because it didn't have a pole. So yeah, so this time around I should give it a pole. Okay, I'm going to do it off the camera, but I'm going to show you. Since this is the net pot, I'm going to put the moss pole here, and I'm going to use this wire, this soft wire tidy, tie the base of this moss pole to the pot so that it will be stable. Alright, so this is how it looks. Not the nicest, but this will stabilize the pole. We're going to give it some more potting medium. Alright, all these cuttings are finally potted up. I'm just going to give it some slow release fertilizer before I water them. Just tiny bits, not too much, especially for the smaller pots. Don't really need that much because these are fresh potting medium, so they do have some nutrients in them. Some for the Burley-Marx and the Cebu blue. So I'm going to water them. I'm not going to bore you with the watering, but just to take note that I will keep them really quite moist because they have been in water propagation for the longest time, months actually. So they need to acclimatize to that condition slowly. So after 1 week of daily waterings, I will slowly just back off and water as per normal. So this took longer than I've expected. I have other plant chores that I need to do, but today I am just potting up all my cuttings in water propagation. So I have so many new plants, so let's go through them again. Epiprinium pinnatum variegata, you can see these leaves are yellowing. And this really cute Philodendron Brazil, Certipicana, Monstera certipicana. This is Epiprinium apricimum silver, and this is the beautiful syngonium batik, and this is the Epiprinium pinnatum Cebu blue. Yeah, I really love the color. Can you see the bluish tinge? Really nice, and it's very prolific. And then there is this very sad looking actually Dieffenbachia Reflector. Not much variegation on the leaf yet, but I believe the new one will have much more. Yep, And finally, we have this Philodendron Burley-Marx variegata. Look at this leaf. This is so beautiful. I'm hoping that the new leaves will be like that, but most of them are green. So I may need to chop it further. So that's all my new plants that I have. So thank you for watching this episode. If you like contents like that, do subscribe to my channel and also on the notification button. Doesn't cost you a cent. Meanwhile, I'll see you again in my next video. Take care, be safe, and remember to show your plants some love.